All right, back at it again. All right, but this time, instead of talking about the difference, the pros and cons of drawing traditional compared to digital, this time I'm going to talk to you guys about which one was more difficult. Drawing King from Tekken 8 with my type of style using a ballpoint pen, or drawing Wolf from the upcoming new Virtua Fighter game, right? All with the same medium, both traditional. Now, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a backstory here, all right? So, in the beginning of time, it's been a while since I've drew, and I went through this hiatus, honestly, of drawing. I haven't drawn in weeks. Now I'm starting to get back into the groove. So, drawing King traditionally kind of brought it back. Like, I started to feel the motivation, the juices flowing inside the arms, the brain, and all that stuff. All right, so the motivation is coming back. So when I like to keep everything raw, so that's why, no pun intended, even with drawing traditional, like, I don't edit. The only time I'll edit is when I make a YouTube short, right? But the real version is unedited, and if you watch it, I had so many doubts. I was not confident in the beginning at all of making King, because I am not used to drawing animals. That's one of my Achilles heel. I really have to depend heavily on the reference to try to capture the essence of animals. I'm not as good as most people, as some artists that can just draw it out of the dome. I can't, right? And even with these, it's like I'm not drawing these out of my head. I'm looking at references, but out of my imagination is just the style and adding triangles and all that type of stylization of the traditional drawings, right? So let's talk about these, right? So when it came down to drawing King, it just, I was rough with it, honestly, but I was so impressed with the way it came out. I was not expecting it to look like this, and this is why I love doing things traditional. Digital as well, but traditional is like you get to physically see it, you know, and the way it starts to come to life, I'm just like, whoa. And I can even show you guys from the actual size here. It's this one right here, right over here. So like, so it's not that big of a size, you know, you guys can see right here, it's not that big of a size. This is like, I think it's 8.5 by like 5 or something like that. I love this size, by the way, and I had this sketchbook for ever since high school, and now I'm starting to finally fill it up. So yeah, so you guys can see like more of an up close of it, the pain of the rendering in black and white, all with the same medium of a ballpoint pen. I really like attention to detail. But yeah, so with King, yeah, I just wanted to make sure to capture the essence of the Jaguar. The only thing I'm looking at, I wish I could have done more of, is to capture more of the Jaguar patterns, right? The texture of its own signature spots. I feel like I didn't really capture it properly, but other than that, I really think I did a pretty good job as far as at least looking at it, you can tell it's King. That's the main thing I wanted to focus on, is to capture the essence of King. So that took an hour and a half to complete, because as I was making it, again, I don't edit it, right? So from beginning to the end, from recording to the end of recording, it was an hour and a half, roughly hour and a half. So that's how long it took. And let's move on to Virtua Fighter Wolf, right? Never really played Virtua Fighter. I even talked about that in the video. I never really played it. I was more of a Tekken fan. I played Tekken 3, 4, 5. I had Tekken 5, and then I had Tekken 6. And then after that, I fell off playing video games. I'm not gonna lie. But I was one of those people that would watch Fire and Ice on YouTube. Watch all the cutscenes, because I don't got the consoles, so I'll just watch all the cutscenes. That's how I know the storyline. I don't need to pay for the game to understand the story and keep up with it. It's just like watching a movie, you know, or watching a game in watching NFL or NBA games in your home instead of being there live. Like, that's more of a commitment to be there live, but you can get the same information if you just watch it to comfort your own home. That's how I see it too. I know a lot of gamers are like, oh, anyway, whatever. Let's talk about Virtua Fighter Wolf. So yeah, never really played the game, but I do like his new design. When I saw the trailer, it just came out of nowhere on YouTube. That's how YouTube goes with the algorithm. It's like when they want to push something, they'll push it, especially if you watch related content like fighting games, video games, or whatever. So I saw it and I'm like, okay, I want to. Since I drew King, I might as well just draw Wolf, right? He is their version of that. As far as the main wrestler in Virtua Fighter, right? That's the King's version of it. So honestly, when I was making this, right, I always say that phrase. Honestly, I always do it as a transitional convo. It wasn't ridiculously hard. It wasn't extremely difficult because I'm used to drawing characters like that, you know. So I was having fun, and also after drawing King, I had the creative juices, the momentum was kicking in, you know. So it just felt more comfortable making it. So let me show the actual version right over here. So yeah, I was just really comfortable making this, man. I really like the rendering and the black and white. You know, it just goes hand in hand. The real part that got me so much with the ballpoint pen, you guys can see, is this. Oh my gosh, like trying to feel that thing thin in black with a ballpoint pen was that was something. I'm always one of those people that's a drama queen or drama king, whatever. I'll complain about certain things, but I'll still do it anyway. So yeah, that was one of those. I was like, man, that was crazy. I never actually, no, I'm lying. Like those 18 by 24s, those was even more of a challenge just because it's a bigger canvas. So yeah, that was a lot harder. But yeah, still, it just brought me back into that. And yeah, so the whole thing for Wolf there, it took 2 hours, mainly because of that. Just there's more shadows that had to be drilled in with the black and white. And by the time I was done with that, I am not gonna lie to you, I was exhausted when going back into the rendering part. And I'm glad that when I was exhausted, at least I finished the face aspect of it, so I could get away with not having it look too smooth as far as like the chest and the clavicle and then the beard. I was just able to just like kind of rush into it just a little bit, just because I was exhausted and I didn't want to do any like double takes, as in like, oh, hit record, end record, to do another recording. Like, no, I stay true, try to keep it authentic as much as possible. I don't care if I'm tired. I'm not gonna end recording until the sketch is complete. So that's my own Jiminy Cricket in my head as far as like discipline is concerned. So I wanted to stay disciplined. So ironically, even though I complain more about King sketch because I'm not used to drawing animals, the Wolf sketch was actually a longer sketch to complete just because of the black and white aspect of it, right? So 2 hours it took for me to finish drawing Wolf, and you guys can see it in the videos how longer that one took compared to King. And yeah, so if I have to choose between overall which one was more difficult, I would say got me thinking. Which one was more difficult? Now, honestly, I would say King. Even though Wolf was a longer drawing, I had more fun and I was more confident off of the sketch of King. King, I was very unsure. I was like, I don't know how it's gonna come out. I had my doubts. But then the moment I ended up doing the black and white side, I was like, okay, this is looking good. This is starting to look more like king. The black and white to me looks more like king than the render. And as far as the wolf is concerned, I feel like the render ironically looks more like wolf than the black and white, even though I like the black and white a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna always do more of these. Just hopefully I'm a man of my word. Who knows? I say that and then next thing you know I don't do it. But we'll see. I'm gonna want to switch it up and implement like a female side. I always like to keep it balanced, make it diverse. I don't want to just always have men. So I'm gonna have like females from different fighting games. It's just to see how I'm able to push my artistic abilities into making this type of style. So stay tuned for that. Which one is your favorite? Let me know. Is it king or is it wolf? Let me know in the comment section below, and throw suggestions of different ideas, you know, from fighting games, whatever. Throw that in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.